G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Thank you, everyone who came into the live today. 3 hours and 25 minutes of Steelers versus Ravens football. It wasn't the prettiest football. It was pretty much like an ugly game. There was 4 or 5 fumbles. Mason Rudolph, he was struggling at the start. Then he threw a massive pass to DJ for 75 yards. I don't care how we got it done. I really don't care. At this moment right now, this season, you go out, you play football, you see what happens. And Rudolph, to me, is the guy until it all falls over. Now, early in the first half, I'm sure on Twitter or X, they were saying that Rudolph is awful. We want Kenny back. Just stick with the guy right now. Just stick with Rudolph. He played a good game near the end. They ran the ball hard enough. I'll go through the stats in a minute. Firstly, shout out to TJ Watt. I hope TJ Watt is healthy. If we get a chance to go to the playoffs, and our playoff chances right now, we need 3 things to happen. 3 things. So here it is. We need, if we want to get the 6th seed, Steelers to win and Bills to lose and Jags to lose. Or we want 7th seed, we need Steelers to win, which they did. So that's ticked off. We need one of the Bills or Jags to lose. Now, also, we can win today if the Houston Texans versus Colts, if they tie, then we're in the playoffs. I highly doubt there's going to be a tie. It's not going to happen. So tomorrow morning, I'll be doing a live stream at 5 a.m., your 1 p.m., and also doing the other game, Steelers versus Dolphins in the afternoon for nighttime football to see if the Jags win. We've got to hope that the Dolphins beat the Bills. And if the Jags lose, I might even still do the game to see if we get the 6th seed. And we'll probably verse the Chiefs, I'm pretty sure, right? So those are the scenarios. We need 6th seed, Bills and Jags to lose, or 7, we need just one of those 2 to happen. We got our part done, and yes, it comes down to, again, for other teams to get us in the dance. That's just how it works, though. Steelers 10-7 in another rebuilding kind of year. Kenny Pickett was in his 2nd year. Trubisky had some bad games, those 3 games in a row. Kenny goes down with an injury. Now we're riding the hot hand that is Mason Rudolph. Yes, he made mistakes, but it's also raining and tough physical football, and the O-line didn't protect too well. But to me, it's football. Who cares? You got the job done. Now, let's go through some stats. We had Mason Rudolph, 18 for 20, 152, 1 TD, 2 sacks, and he had the fumbles. Najee Harris had a huge game. He gets to 1,000 yards rushing, 26 carries, 112, 1 TD, 15 longest. Joe Warren, he had a tough game today. I think he fumbled the ball twice and almost near 3 times. 9 carries, 33, and 0 TDs. I'm not giving up on Warren. I just think it's part of the game. It happened. I'm sure he can correct that each week and get better. George Pickens touched the ball once, and he was never targeted to 3 yards. Calvin also had a good game, punt returning as well. Goodwin Iwabuke did a really great move, putting his feet out and getting the field position. That was cool to see. We had Deontay Johnson with the 89 yards, 71 longest. And yes, George Pickens, right? I understand the internet is the internet, and people are going to go crazy. George Pickens, he didn't get a target. George Pickens didn't get a catch. It's okay. Game by game, next week, if we make the playoffs, I'm sure there will be a different game plan today. Today's game plan looked like it was very conservative. It was like run the ball, and they ran the ball for what? How many times? 39 times at 20. And when you go to team stats, with the overall total possession time, we had 34 minutes, they had 25. That's the way it worked out, and we got the job done, and we won. Want to give a shout out to who's the other bloke? Eric Rowe. He played fantastic playing safety. So shout out to him, had a few tackles there. Mark Robinson had a fumble, and I think Marcus Golden had a sack. What else happened? We had tackle for loss. TJ Watt had 2 sacks and 2 tackles and 3 tackles for a loss. He should win Defensive Player of the Year. I don't care what anyone says. TJ Watt, I hope he comes back next week, but we've got to monitor. We'll see what happens in the news. And Marcus Golden had 2 tackles for a loss. I'm out of breath. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But at least now we know the Steelers did their part, and all we can do is hope for the next part, right? I got to run to work, guys. Like I said, we need Bills, Jags to lose. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a big stream in the morning. Have a break, and then 1 in the afternoon. At least the Pittsburgh Steelers won today. 10-7. Let's effing go. I'll see you later.